So, my name's Thomas O'Neill. I was Paul O'Neill's oldest son, so I was related to him as son. He was my father, and he was probably the person who I looked up to the most. My dad, he was one of them kind of people as well, that people around his age who as well struggled with health issues, most of them would have just sat down like this and just waited for death to come to them. My dad never wanted to be like that. He wanted to still prove that he could do just pretty much anything. Hence why he, after travelling, he still tried to travel. It was just, he had to base it, of course, around the UK. And that's where I can come to this little achievement that he's taken me to every Sea Life Centre in the UK. Which is, not many people could say that. When I hit 16, I used to always be having chats with friends saying, what's up with all this increased responsibility? And everybody used to say, we had this sense of responsibility 14, and I realised I never noticed that I didn't feel that responsibility. And I think that reason was because my responsibility was just being that carer for my dad whenever he needed it. He was born actually with this rare blood anemia, but it was just, over the time, I think he got into his late 50s was when it was starting to get worse and worse over time. It started with just sometimes his heart, he sometimes would have a bit of I think it was probably a minor heart failure. I don't know how major it was, but he went through a few scenarios where if he panicked, his heart would almost stop working. We kind of really needed that service from Trinity, because at the time my dad chose to as well actually go to Manchester Hospital over Blackpool Vic. I think that was kind of almost the turning point, as in we realised Dad actually was not getting better. The more and more he was in Manchester Hospital, he was actually getting worse. The reason why he went in the first place, because I was trying to, so I'm almost got him on my shoulders. I'm trying to actually put him in a bath, not a shower. He needed a bath because he could barely stand up at this point. And what happened was, as soon as he went in, his heart all of a sudden just stops. He's literally panicking to me, saying he can't breathe. I'm the only person as well in the house with him, so I'm having to run. I'm calling 999, calling for the ambulance. I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm literally, my face is covered with tears. I'm panicking myself because I don't want to watch my dad die on the spot, and me being the only person there to witness it. I think if it was not for Trinity to have bring him in and bring all of us in for the final few hours he was alive, I think that was just a good thing, because he always told my mum, and then my mum told me that he never wanted to die alone. He always told me he hated being alone, hence why he always loved it when I was with him. During that time, as my dad was sadly slowly just passing away, the service here at Trinity, always gave us these kind of asking questions like, did we eat anything actually before we went? And it's no, we actually dropped everything to go and see him. And then next thing you know, they actually just come with these trays of soup and sandwiches, and it was an amazing feeling, because it wasn't just that Trinity cared about Dad, they also cared about all of us, and how we felt, because none of us wanted to leave at that point, knowing that if that was going to be the day my dad would pass away, we knew none of us wanted to leave, because he never wanted to be alone when he died. Yeah, I will always tell them, you're in good hands here at Trinity, because they're not just only going to care about the patient and dealing with them, trying their best to just aid them. They're also going to aid you and the rest of your family. So that's the main thing, is that they'll give you your services. They'll give you the suggestions of like, hey, we got this nice little entertainment place, or we'll bring you some food if you need to, or like bring you a coffee. So like just ask them anything and then we'll do it for you. So that's the amazing part. It's a service here. It's amazing. I like this because I recently developed my own little saying as to how it's been, because I reflected on as well around this time last year where I was just trying to deal with it all, college and then learning my dad's passing. It was really difficult at the time. But what I noticed is that it's no matter how many barriers you face, there's always going to be a way out. That's the main thing.